understanding the difference between customer service and customer experience has been huge. This isn't where I normally work. I normally do corporate video, so I'm generally inside where it's nice and warm, but I just thought I'd take a breath of fresh air today and catch up with you. It's been a while, and it's just beautiful here. This is the River Thames in Oxfordshire. I'm lucky to live in a place like this. I've been running my video company, Clarity Video, for 3 years now, so set it up in January of 2022, and it's been a success. I'm working with some international clients now, and I'm supporting myself and the family, so it's been a real journey, but made fantastic progress. And I wanted to share with you some of the lessons that I've learned along the way that might help you. And one in particular is the difference between customer service and customer experience, because having a background in brand management and marketing is what I was doing before I started doing Clarity. That was really important, and I think that it's a trick that a lot of videographers miss. Customer service is about reducing that friction, making sure that things happen as smoothly as possible, getting from inquiry through to transaction as fast as possible. And for a lot of businesses, that's exactly what you want. But for something like video production, it's much better to focus on customer experience, because you can't have the fast transaction. It's not a fast process, it takes time. So you want to make that a feature of the service. And that goes through everything from when they first get in touch with you, so that phone call, how much they feel that you understand them, and how your demeanor is on the phone, right through to planning, make sure they feel heard, and production. It should be a fun process. It should be something they're excited about. If they're working with you a lot, they should be hyped about the fact they get to work with you that day. And then through to delivery, make sure you deliver on time, but also exceed their expectations. That's the difference between customer service and customer experience. The experience makes them want to come back to experience being with you and receiving the service. Customer service is just getting through the transaction as quickly as possible so they can carry on with their day. And that's the big difference. And I think that there are some production companies and some guys who are starting out who haven't quite grasped that. And I'm not trying to denigrate anybody, but you hear stories of people who were difficult to work with, and that to me is mental. Because if you're difficult to work with, then you're not going to get that referral, which is the number one source of business in this game. Right? You can do all your marketing tricks and whatnot, but it's word of mouth from people to people they trust. That's what's going to get you the business. So having poor customer experience is going to make it incredibly hard to grow and could even kill your business, because there's a lot of guys out there doing what we're doing, and if they have a better experience with somebody else, they're just going to move to somebody else. And reflecting over the last 3 years, it's not been easy. It's been hard. The competition's been pretty fierce, and it's been a tough economy. And we had coming out of the pandemic, that wasn't easy. And just trying to carve your own way through this path and trying to compete with guys who have better gear and better skills. And oh my God, I definitely don't have the right footwear for this. It's been tough. It's been a long journey, but it's also been hugely rewarding. I way prefer working for myself than somebody else. Calling my own shots has been what I've wanted to do for a long time. And what's great is that the work that I was doing before this meant that I can just transfer so many skills over, like brand management. That's a tough lesson to learn if you haven't done it before and you're trying to start your own company. And digital marketing, all those things, hugely beneficial. But it's so good to be creative for a living and to do something that I love, but also that my clients enjoy too. When I turn up, it's a great day for everyone, and that's fantastic. I love that. But I do think there are some advantages to having worked in other industries. I'm not the youngest guy. There are definitely younger people than me, and for a little while I wondered whether that was going to be a hindrance. But I don't think it has. And to anybody who's starting out and maybe they're a little bit older and they've had another career, and you're concerned about, how much is this going to affect your ability to get work with these young guns coming out there, and there's some really skilled guys. Don't worry about that, because what you do have is all that experience of business, all that experience of dealing with customers, all right, working on projects. A lot of the skills that it takes to run a successful production company. It's those soft skills, not just the camera work. And yeah, you got to be good at the camera for sure, but it goes a lot further than that if you want to maintain customers and build a solid customer base that's going to support your company. It's one thing to make flashy videos, it's quite another thing to run a successful company. And understanding the difference between customer service and customer experience has been huge. Understanding what it takes to maintain a client rather than just impress them once, that's a big deal. So yeah, just looking back over these last 3 years, it's been tough. Beginning last year was quite difficult, but then it's worked out well. And at the end of the year, from the summer, like the last half has just been absolutely flat out. So that's awesome to be in that position. But right now, I'm getting a little bit cold. I definitely don't have the right footwear for this. I mean, look at this, it's frozen here. So there's a great coffee shop down that way. I'm going to finish up there.